Hello everyone, welcome to Planning a Video Marketing Campaign, What to Expect and Where to Begin. Today you're going to gain some insights into what your company can do to prepare themselves to enter the world of marketing media and some points to consider as an organization before you pick up the phone to book an agency. For a lot of business owners, the prospect of getting started in video marketing can be daunting for two reasons: the investment of time and the investment of money. Today you're going to learn some tools that you can use to save both. Beginning with how much time you can expect to have to put into a video project, let's first discuss how pre-production normally works. The number one thing you'll have to be available for as the client is decision making. The agency or video producer you've hired will be the ones coming up with the ideas and concepts, but you'll have to sign off on what you think will be the most effective and provide them with the background information on your industry and business so that they can come to you with the most effective approach. If you don't think you'll be able to schedule in a concept meeting and a conference call or two to nail down the ideas, then it should be delegated to a team member you can trust, ideally on the marketing team. If you don't have a marketing department, choose the person who can most effectively communicate the company message. A salesperson or office manager will be able to speak to your priorities and strengths as a company as well. The takeaway here is to recognize that you will be called upon to give some information up front and decide on key direction before any storyboarding or script writing can begin. So choose someone to be the point person on that for the best results and the best chance of staying on schedule. The importance of staying on track with your timelines cannot be stressed enough. You will save both time and money by sticking to your agreed upon timelines for reviewing and requesting revisions of your creative, and you'll be able to use that video to market with as soon as possible and get it working for you to produce sales. Running overtime on your project completion date carries both physical costs and possible opportunity costs, so do your best to stay on target and give your agency the buy-in they need from your end. Video production can cost hundreds or thousands. It all depends on how clear you are on what you're looking for and how strategic you are with production planning once you've decided to go ahead. For example, a short photo-based ad with animated text for sharing on social media channels is about as cost-effective a piece of media as you're going to find. There is no voiceover to worry about, no music costs for royalty-free rights, and the production time required is much less than a full production would be. This is a good starting point for many businesses to create a visual presence for themselves, and you can have a few videos made up to distribute over the course of a couple of quarters to keep your content fresh and constant, which is where success lies in the social media space. Looking at this a little more closely, generally speaking, a single video will be more expensive than a series of videos amortized over the course of 6 months or a year. The other benefit of creating multiple pieces of content at once is that you can leverage production costs to create more than one video at the same time, as well as getting more mileage from marketing campaigns with a constant stream of content to release to your followers. A polished, well-produced website video is a great starting point for a business that's looking to establish their expertise and influence visitors to their site. And it's important to realize that a business profile video is not so much a campaign piece as it is an image builder that lives only in a few places but does its job well. Your social media channels, though, require feeding constantly. The curated content that you're sharing already is great, but it's important to tell the story of your own brand as well. This is where video can be used in a way that keeps you on your audience's radar and attracts them closer rather than you having to knock on their door. Back to how we can create multiple videos from one set of production costs, it pays to have a solid strategy in place before you even think about booking a shoot date. If you know what your messaging will be for the next few months, it will allow you to think in terms of what shots you need and how you can arrange those shots or scenes in a way that spans a few different videos without having to start from scratch with each one. For example, if I'm a lawyer and I want to start targeting a new demographic, one approach to the media for this kind of project would be to make testimonial videos where clients discuss my strengths and selling features for me rather than me telling people myself. Once this decision has been made and my production company has committed to a half or a full day shoot, it behooves me to keep the interviews short and to the point so that I can have a rotating roster of people to come in and speak on my behalf. The lights and cameras are already set up. Let's get as many people in front of the camera as we can to cover as much ground as possible. So let's say we have 8 interviews in the can at the end of our shoot, and we really only need 2 or 3 speakers per video, less if a representative from the law firm is doing an introduction. Depending on the length of your final product, you should be able to create a minimum of 8 different videos using these interviews. Particularly if you've crafted strategic questions that get your interview subjects to discuss a variety of topics, you'll have no trouble leveraging those same interviews into videos that are unique and effective. In this way, you can basically mix and match your content into different incarnations, all while using the same branded introduction and conclusions to your videos that make it look like a polished series. So let's look at some possible video topics for our fictional law firm. For example, video number 1 can be how a big problem was solved. Showing your audience is always better than telling. So if you have a particularly good example of how your business solved a problem, the emotion behind that story is going to go a long way towards convincing new clients to choose you as their new vendor. Our lawyer could talk about how they won a particularly challenging case in that new demographic that they're trying to grow in. Video number 2 can be a company culture or off-site gathering type video. Revealing a little bit about your company culture and dynamic is sometimes an effective way to introduce your company to new clients in a way that shows them the more human and light side of your operations. For example, if you take a yearly off-site meeting or team building exercise, have some video of the day that you can package into a short piece that you can share socially. A trade show video, number 3, when exhibiting at a conference or trade show, visuals again are key. Putting together a short looping video that attracts people to your booth is another way you can make use of this video you've captured. Just make sure that it is edited with text as well so that it's effective without sound, as you'll likely be playing the video with the screen muted at the conference. Informational and how-to videos are very popular, and teaching people something about what you do in a way that gives them real value is another effective way to build a community and earn trust. So again, the legal firm could pick a common misconception in their field and shed some light on a point of law that their future clients can take away before coming back to them with further questions. It's always better to have a client telling the world how great your company is. So clients sharing experiences in video number 5 is a great way to have your business being told by a third party. So doing it in a way that is specific and reveals a personal story that people can relate to is often the best approach. Have a client discuss how their lives got better as a result of hiring, our fictional law firm, again, will go a long way towards convincing others that their lives could similarly be improved. Video number 6 is a holiday greeting. Staying seasonal is a good way to speak to clients. Rather than, or in addition to, putting a card in the mail, you could consider a short holiday promo that can be shared across all of your different channels. Video number 7 is the new services or product launch promo. So if your company has upcoming news, share it and build up some awareness before you go live with it. Tell people what to expect and when so that they know when to tune in for this new offering. And video number 8 is a timeline achievement animation. So if you've been around for a while and you have some wins you can share, show them off in a short timeline animation that visually marks where you began and what you've achieved along the way. Animation is eye-catching, and it's a great medium for simplifying things like dates and data. Moving on to branding. A little bit of branding goes a long way when it comes to visuals. So one of the things that you'll be signing off on as the business owner are items such as logo treatments, color palettes, and an introduction and conclusion if you're going to go with one that you do across all of your videos, along with music, of course. So your designer will provide options for all of these elements, and once these decisions have been made, you should stick with them for a full campaign to establish your branding and make all of your videos look cohesive. These things all get created once, of course. So again, you're amortizing your production costs over a few pieces of content and getting more out of your investment. Another nice thing you can do with the logo treatments in particular is to do something seasonal and appropriate with it to be part of a larger conversation. For example, Google is fantastic at this. When a world event or season is coming up, they're right there with a cute animation or addition to their logo that shows that they're involved and relevant. Depending on the tone of your own brand, this may be another way you can leverage your existing content to share even more visuals on your social media channels. How to speak to an agency. So picking a creative agency can be daunting. You need to find one that understands your needs and your budget and that brings some intangibles to the table to get your message out even further than you'd anticipated. Some things to look out for are work that you admire. If you see a video that you think is effective and well done, make a note of it. If that agency is local, you can see if they're in your price range. If not, you can use that video as a reference for whoever you do hire. Visual samples are the best vocabulary to use when speaking to production companies. They can see exactly what you like and dislike and what you consider to be a quality production. From there, they can advise you on what it takes to fulfill your vision and how much it will cost. Some other questions to ask are, what is the budget range your company normally works with? So you can get an idea of what their maximum range is and whether they can fulfill what your company would require if you're coming in with a larger budget campaign. It goes without saying that if a client list isn't available on their website, you would ask to see one, and of course samples of their recent work from which you can extrapolate whether your company would be well represented in that style and if it can translate what you're looking for. Look for an agency that can handle both animation and full motion video if possible, as your campaign should include both, and you'll likely get a better rate if you're dealing with one agency for all of your content needs. Let's talk now about what options are available for content and what's popular now. So the world of online visuals is evolving daily. We all consume video in one form or another, and some popular forms right now include rich visual slides with graceful fonts that marry the idea of a pleasing image to your brand. These type of graphic ads are easy to share, easy to consume, and they make an impression that links your brand to a visual identity. Videos showing how things are done. Short, eye-catching, and informative, these pieces take any task and break it down in various ways to teach your audience something about what you do. You're not necessarily teaching them how to go out and do it themselves, but the sharing of information is a great way to build a community and audience so that they come to you for more details. Event coverage. For verticals where you're putting on an event or exhibiting at an event, a short video showcasing that involvement is a great way to make an impression on your followers. Leverage any speakers that may have appeared at the event and interview them after their presentation to use that content as the basis for showing visuals of the rest of the day. Viewers will watch longer if there's some context to the piece and some information being shared rather than just watching visuals of the day set to music. And for those more serious about gathering and maintaining an audience, a great way to do that is to create a YouTube channel for your business that produces regular episodic content. And if you can brainstorm 12 topics for a blog entry about your business, then you can create 12 videos around those topics to share online. How often you release those videos is up to you. You can do one a week or one a month or one a day, whatever you find is sustainable and useful. In general, sustainability is where your viewership will increase. Spending your entire budget on one piece of content is not going to give you as much traction online. Your viewers need to see consistent, informative content to view you and your team as a resource and begin following you. I'm just going to move on to some questions now. It looks like we have one here regarding the product launch and new service video. The question is, how long should this be, or is there a recommended length in general for specific campaigns? In general, we recommend video be as short as you can make it while making your point. And the rule of thumb is no more than 90 seconds. If you can get your message across in 45 to 60 seconds, that should generally be what you shoot for. And because there's so much competition online now for attention span, you really want to keep it as short to the point as possible. And with that in mind, our presentation today is also short and to the point. Video doesn't have to be difficult or time-consuming. If you have the time to invest in working with an agency to craft a solid strategy, you can get into the marketing media mix quite easily and start reaping the benefits of visual content. For more information or any questions on today's topic, you can find us here. It's been a pleasure speaking with all of you. Have a great day.